So hello guys, welcome back to Tailoring. I want to just show you how to pattern a small suit, like a kiddie's suit, children's suit, aka small picking suit. Alright, I remember I've had a couple of questions about how do I pattern suit for a small kid, and I told you just exact principle I used, but a lot of questions have been coming in, so I decided to just do this and show you how it is done and how you can apply the principle on pattern drafting of a small suit, like a small kid's suit. So let's just go. So, and is a double breasted. So the first thing we'll be doing is drawing our border lines as always. So drawing our border lines. So remember I said this up part for kids, for adults we use 3/4, for kid we're using half. So we're using half. So we're ruling a line. For adults it's 3/4, and then for kids we use half. So now the length, the shoulder of the suit we're making is 14.5, the sleeve length is 18.5, the chest is 30, the tummy is 27, the length is 22, the bicep is 11. So let's go. The length is 22, the marker 22 plus 2 inch as usual. You can drop the allowance to 1.5, but I still use 2 inch. I'm comfortable with that. So the chest, divide by 4 as usual. Divide by 4, and then we're going to be dividing the length of the suit plus 2 inch. Mark, this is for the button line, for the waist line. So for our inner lines here, we're going to be dividing 30 by 24. 30 by 24 constant that I said, that's 1.5. Sorry, we're going to be dividing 30 by 24, that's 1.25. That's 1.25. Mark 1.25. 1.25. So we extend 22, 2 inch, 13, 7.5, 1.25, 1.25. We're going to extend all our lines. So basically there's just some little reduction that you would make, but the principle remains the same. So for the shape from the back, we use 1.25, that's 1.25. For adults, this we're using 1 inch, and then we'll come down 1 inch. So basically attach the lines. The neck is 13, then 13 divided by 5 is 2.6. So we're using 2.6 for the back, 2.6. Then we're dropping 1.25, and then we take our curve. So the shoulder is 14.5 divided by 2, 7.25. plus half inch, 7.75. So mark, then we take our shoulder slope. Then for the chest area, we're taking shoulder divided by 2 minus half inch, which is 6.75. So we mark. Then for the tummy area, is the tummy divided by 6, which is 27 divided by 6, which is 4.5. 4.5 we mark. For kids, I don't really necessarily take measurements for hips. I just give it a curve there. So you see how this bird is looking. And then we'll take the length of our vent. I just love double vents. Whether they are kids or adults, I just love double vents. So I'm using 9.5, which after folding 2 inch will be remaining with 7.5, and then when we sew like 3/4 here, we'll be remaining with like 6.5 to 6.75 for the slit. So this distance is 1.5 inch. Make our curve. We draw lines. Draw the lines. This is it for the back. We're just going to be adding 1 inch allowance. Remember, here is 1 inch, so all through here is 1 inch. Add a 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. They'll be connecting. Connects. Connect. We can give a little slope here, not as much as I've drawn, so just a little. So okay, so we're done with the back. For the front, we're just still going to extend this lines, extend this line, extend all the lines since they are still visible. So draw a straight line, border line. So for the double-breasted, mark 2 inch. This would be enough for us to carve our lapel, so we don't need to give an allowance for the lapel since we are not making an exaggerated lapel. So this place is chest divided by 4, then we go in by chest divided by 24, chest divided by 4, then tummy divided by 4, which is 6 3/4. Then we just take a curve. See the kids. Okay, remember we're not using this line. This is for the back, so we're starting from this 2.6. we're not adding 1 inch on this, we're adding ½ inch. 2.6, we mark, add ½ inch, we mark. So taking the back, measure this distance from here to here, 5.5. So you come back here and just add 5.5. So we take our shoulder slope again, this time for the front. So this half we just marked, we're coming down here to come upward 1 inch. This is the first button. So this is double breasted, and then 3.5 inch button space in between the two buttons. It's a double breasted suit. So we're going to attach this line straight up from the first button to the 1/2 inch we mark, 1/2 inch space. So we're going to draw the neckline. You can see the 1/2 inch, and this is the neckline. So from this line, I'm taking my slope just below, like 1/2 inch below this line. It's intersecting here. So this way. So you just examine your lapel and then know how big you would want the lapel to look, and then just create it. This is like 3.75 size of lapel. But mind you, when you're making it, you can always reconstruct your lapel. You can always reconstruct your lapel. Hope this place is clear enough, because I'm basically seeing it from my ends and I'm seeing it like it's a bit rough. I need somebody from I need somebody from the United States to teach me how to speak like an American, like you know what, that kind of. Let's face our tutorials, and then let's curve this. But should in case you have somebody that can teach me that, I will learn, so that I will not suffer to adapt when I land over there. This this is dropped like 2 inch. This is dropped like 2 inch, and then we come back up here. Then 1.5 inch away from this, then you mark your pocket. I use 3.5 for kids, so you mark, they divide it into 2, divide the pocket size into 2, then from the division you measure from there to this line. That's the second line, not the first, this line. So it's 3.25. and you come from same second line, you measure 3.25. 3.25 is having a bit distance from here, so I can go ahead to add 1/2 inch and just push it in, so my pockets don't come inward. And then I mark from this top 2.5, from this pocket line 2.5. Take this allowance, and then we'll add our extra allowance here for the sewing that we'll stitch here. You see, basically it's just turning out like the adult suit. I love giving details to whatsoever thing I'm doing. That is why I prefer using this pattern. It gives so much details. You go need to see how your small children dey swag up. Okay, let me rephrase that. You need to see how the little kids look so nice in this. Like, it brings out every detail. The one I just did is our our local kind of way to speak English. So now to get the tummy circumference, you have to minus. Remember, everything we're doing is from this second line, not this first line. This first line is the lapel overlapping. That is what is here. So for the tummy circumference now, remember we used 4.5 on this section of the back, 4.5. So we are minusing 4.5 from this place, and then coming down to this point. Not this extra that we add. This extra is for just this allowance. So this is the main line. We're coming to this line, this particular line, and then measuring it, which is 11.25. So you hold on to your 11.25, you bring it to this line, put it on this line, and then what is the total circumference of the tummy, which is 27. 27 divided by 2 is 13.5. You mark 13.5. So we come up here, we repeat the same thing. What we used here is the shoulder divided by 2 minus half inch. Remember, shoulder divided by 2 minus half inch. Shoulder divided by 2 is 7.25, and then we minus half inch from 7.25, which is 6.75. 6.75 is placed here. Then we measure up to this point, which is 14.5. Then we place 14.5 here, and then we can see that 14.5 is right close to 15, and the chest is just 30. At this point in time, when you see such thing for children, you are at liberty to add the chest circumference so as the suit could be balanced. So at this point in time, I'm adding it from 15. This point now, I can shift. First of all, before adding, let's shift this line a bit further. This line, we're shifting it further. So 14.5, which is 15. So I can just add half, not necessarily adding much. Half. If our sewing allowance is 3, sewing allowance is 3. Then I'm going to mark, and then mark. So you can see it's coming out pretty well. Pretty well. Pretty. Baby girl, you were so pretty. Baby suit, you were so pretty. So we just place a mark. So for the lower part, for the adults is 3.5, but this we can use 2.5. Even up to 2 would work very fine. So you mark. What is left? Not cutting. Forgot about here. We're going to add. For the adult is 3/4, but for this we're adding half. So see the definition we've given to this. As you can see, my pattern works for all. So we're just going to trim. We make the facing for the lapel. right now I feel like just allowing you to go cut the sleeve yourself. Should I? Let me know the weekend. Now let's cut the sleeve. So the first thing we'll be doing before we start cutting the sleeve is measuring this distance from this top to this place. So we'll measure it this way and then take out 1/2 inch, which is 5. So we're left with 5. Then let's do it. As usual, let's get our border lines. Okay. Length plus 1 inch. The length of the sleeve is 18.5 plus 1 inch, 19.5. We mark out 5, 30 divided by 24, like this, like this. Then we come down from this point to the highest length, which is 14.5, divided by 2. Then we come back here, we repeat the same thing. Repeat, 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 repeat. Then come this way, 14.5, repeat. We're going to be extending. So I love this hip curve. I enjoy it when making the curve of the back of the sleeve. So I just follow the curve, and then this point is 11. Boom. I will just go ahead to add 2.5 because I don't want it to be getting any tight. And this point is 10, adding 2 inch, just as we do for the adults. 2 inch, this is 4, and adding 2 inch, which is 8. Then you connect, and then for here we're coming up 1/2 inch, going down 1/2 inch. Then we're connecting the line. From this point now we're marking 2 inch, which is our folding allowance. From this point down we're making 2 inch. Folding allowance, connect. Then we're bringing out this line a bit so it doesn't get slim on the lower part, and then bring out this as well a bit. Okay, I'm not going to be adding vents to this. The details don't too much now. Small picking, if we don't too much things, voila, my bad for breaking. I'm not going to be adding events to this. I feel it's going to be too much for the kid, but if you want to add, it's just as simple as what we've done on our adult sleeve making. So you can just go ahead to add the vents, and then that's no big deal, no crime, no persecution for that. So 11 plus 1/2 inch, 11 divided by 2 plus 1/2 inch, which is 5.5, plus 1 inch, sorry, 1 inch. And then this curve is quite big for me to manipulate it to get it to work for this part. So I'm totally going to be using the freehand sketch to get this. So you have to examine how the curve look, and then make sure even when you're using the freehand sketch, you're getting the curve right. Ta-da! Ta-da! That's how they do it in the movie. So you just trim. And trim. So I hope you are enjoying every part of my tutorials, as I always respond back to my viewers. When you have any hitches, just reach to me via the comment and just leave a question, leave a remark, leave what you want to learn, new things you want to understand. I might not just upload it as soon as you leave it. That's just the truth, because I have so many things going on as well. So, but as much as I know is of importance and other people too are showing interest, they want to learn, I always drop on my viewers once. So you can always say that particular thing that is your problem. And then if you just see me for the first time, please do click on the subscription button. It helps me get motivated on doing more. As I'll be dropping this, I'm planning a detailed video for the suit sleeve fixing. I promise we're already on 1K subscribers. So just do that, and then we'll be going a lot. We'll be doing so much. So let me explain what I just did. Remember these lines, this point we marked in the front, you're extending it backward. This point, you're extending it to the back. This point to the back, this point to the back. So after that, we just bring back this, bring it back, and then just trying to get the shape. So remember, I say we can just trim this off a bit. I'm trimming this with an extra ½ inch allowance, and then this is done. This is ta-da! Now we're done. This is how you do a kiddies suits. Every information in detail.